you feel like something so surreal. Got you hooked on a last appeal. So just stop me dead in my tracks. There's no way I'm coming back, but you can devise a plan on how to win me back. An illusion of confusion, the delusion you've been using to get through the hard times, the bad. So just stop me dead in my tracks. There's no way I'm coming back, but you can devise a plan on how to win me back. An illusion of confusion, the delusion you've been using to get through the hard times, the bad shit. Tracks, there's no way I'm coming back. You can devise a plan on how to win me back. So stop me dead in my tracks. There's no way I'm coming back.
Hey everyone, welcome to Hawk Wins Special Morning Edition. We normally do these on Wednesday nights, but today was a special occasion. We have with us the band Fauxtrot from Philadelphia, I believe?
Yes.
Philly.
Yep.
Nice. Hey guys, how are you guys doing today?
Good.
Doing all right?
So you guys drove all night pretty much?
Yeah, pretty much.
So real quick before we get started, we like to play a little game called Down the Line. If you want to introduce yourselves, your name, and then maybe like your favorite ice cream flavor. So I guess we'll start down here.
So I'm Derek. I play drums for Fauxtrot. Oh man, my favorite ice cream flavor, it's got to be vanilla.
Vanilla.
I'm so plain.
Classic. So vanilla, if you will.
Although I do second cookie dough.
Cookie dough. Oh.
You know, I'm gonna switch those two.
Okay.
Just so I don't seem like a nerd.
Too late. Just joking. What about you, man?
I'm Robert. I sing in the band Fauxtrot, and my favorite ice cream is Moose Tracks.
Moose Tracks. Hell yeah.
My name's Austin. I play guitar in Fauxtrot. My favorite ice cream is cookies and cream.
Cookies and cream.
Yeah.
It's cookies and... How is that different from cookie dough? Can you guys... What's the difference?
I think cookies and cream is like
Has
Oreo, right?
Oreos
I
in
think
it,
it's got
and
Oreos in it.
Cookie dough has the uncooked dough of chocolate chip cookies.
There's like an inherent risk with that. So.
I'm not an ice cream fan either.
What?
If I were to choose, I'd probably say like chocolate or vanilla. I'm on the same boat as you, bro.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But man, thank you guys for coming, man.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
So you guys are on tour right now?
Yeah.
Yes, this will be day one of our little run here in...
Day one in Chicago.
Yeah.
So you guys are playing tonight, I believe, at the Fallen Log.
That's
Yep.
correct.
Hell
Yep.
yeah. Should be a good show, guys.
Yeah, we're excited.
Yeah. It's a really dope city. Like,
Yeah.
my family and I were here last night exploring, and then downtown is awesome. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's probably my favorite city so far I've been visited to.
Nice. Yeah, I was just telling these guys before the show, if you guys get some time, definitely check out the downtown area. Go by like Michigan Drive, and you see like on one side you see like the lake, and the other side you see like the nice buildings and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So, I guess let's get into it, man. Like, how long have you guys been a band for?
I think this is what, year 4?
I think so.
5?
I think so. I mean, I know for you it's probably a little bit longer.
Yeah. So I started this project like end of 2019, right before the pandemic, and we've been going ever since then. So
2019, nice. So you guys been going at it for a while. How did you guys continue the band during the pandemic? What was that like for you guys?
well, we actually kind of not exactly started during the pandemic, but like we started like writing, and then when it became like, oh, we can't ever leave, we were just doing like online sessions back and forth, sending like ideas.
Gotcha.
So, and then it just that's all it was for a while until we could actually meet up in person a year and a half later.
I feel you. Yeah, I mean, I feel like COVID kind of messed up a lot of shit for a lot of like musicians specifically. So, individually, how long have you guys been doing music? I guess we'll start with you, and then we'll go down the line.
So I've been playing drums since I was 15, so I'm 34 now, so I'm not good at math, so
Whatever those numbers are.
yeah, whatever
Almost
those numbers
20
are.
years.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm old.
Was drums your first instrument that you picked up?
Actually no. When I was in 2nd grade, I played trumpet for a little bit,
Nice.
and I kind of wish I'd stuck with it, but I don't know. I you know, you're
It's
a
never
kid.
too
You kind
late.
of you're right.
That's where the real
now-
money's at.
I now play trumpet for Fauxtrot, but no, I kind of lost interest in it as a kid because, you know, kids, their attention spans are very small, but I wish I would have stuck with it.
Nice.
Yeah.
What about you, bro?
I guess seriously doing music probably like 7 or 8 years. I mean, I've been singing like my whole life, but like seriously taking it serious, probably like 7-8 years, I'd say.
Nice. Was and I'm sorry, you play guitar?
No,
You
sing.
sing. Was singing? Have you always sang, or? Have you
Yeah,
ever played an
kind
instrument
of.
before?
Like growing up, like my mom and my sister, like they sung in the car all the time, and I was always singing with them. And my sister's actually a really good singer. My mom not so much, but she thinks she's a really good singer. But yeah, so they kind of like were always singing, and we were always singing growing up. So that kind of like, but I never was really musically inclined. Like I never played any instruments. I was in chorus in like elementary school. But yeah, I didn't play any instruments until much later.
What do you think was the turning point for you, where you decided that you wanted to do it seriously?
Definitely when I was working a couple different jobs that I wasn't super stoked about, and I was like, I really want to do music, but I feel like I don't have the time, and I was just like, I have to make a decision and like actually seriously try this to see like what happens, and it was from that point on, and I was like, it's either now or never, and that was like 5 or 6 years ago. So
That's cool. What about you, bro?
I started playing guitar when I was like 13, so I just turned 29 now, so it's kind of hovering 15, 16 years already, which is kind of crazy. And basically how that started off, I started off with Guitar Hero 3. Me and my buddy Nick back in middle school. There was a kid that actually introduced us to the game. He was like, you guys got to get Guitar Hero 3, man. It's like really fun. I had no interest in like playing it at all until my buddy was like, yeah, I think I'm going to try it out and see how it goes. So my dad got it for me, and pretty much me and my buddy got hooked on it, played it to like all the way up to expert. And when we found out they were doing guitar lessons at our school, me and him pretty much was like, yo, let's go to the real thing.
Yeah. How was the transition from Guitar Hero to real guitar?
So it's funny, right? Because I didn't know this, but my friend told me, he's like, why do you play it backwards? And I realized I play lefty playing Guitar Hero, and my thought process was like, I didn't feel like I was gonna have the muscle strength to hit the buttons with my left fingers because I was mainly right-handed, so I played it backwards. So when I got to actual guitar, I had to like, oh, this is weird. So the transition was it took a minute. I think after maybe about like 6 or 7 months, I started to really kind of get down everything.
So you didn't know you were a lefty guitar player?
No, I didn't.
That's awesome. You guys mentioned jobs earlier. What was like probably one of the shittiest jobs you guys ever had growing up?
Oh, I know mine. Working at the Amazon warehouse as a picker. It is like you basically have like a shopping cart, a dual shopping cart, one with an upper spot, one with a lower spot, and you basically go around the Amazon warehouse and pick items. And like if you're not going fast enough, a magical being will appear and be like, excuse me, hey Robert, what are you doing? And I'm like, where'd you come from? And like I hated that job so much because like we like wouldn't have long enough breaks. So like by the time you get from one end of the warehouse to the place you're supposed to take a break, that's like a 15-minute walk, and they only give you a half hour. And like the people that worked there were like sociopaths, and I was like, I don't think I could do this for much. I worked there for 4 days.
Yeah, that seems about right.
That's mine for sure.
Mine, I was basically a janitor for a kids water park. It's like half indoor, half outdoor water park, and I've seen a lot of things come out of people. I've had to like clean it. So yeah, it kind of like I'm desensitized to cleaning stuff
So you're
now.
legitimately a janitor?
Yeah.
So when you played a janitor in that skit, you were like channeling like real things.
it was actually it gave me PTSD. So
Oh god.
yeah, I was like, oh no.
That's how it is. War flashbacks. Not the bombing.
Just fries smashing the ground,
Fucking
kids screaming.
Just see him in a little corner in the fetal position. Oh god, not the bombing.
The worst thing is like these parents would like feed their kids all these like this junk food, and then like, all right, go play, and then you'd have to clean up whatever
Comes out of them.
did not agree with their body.
That's the
So
worst.
yeah, it was the worst. It was
What about you, bro?
So funny enough, I was a janitor for a little bit at where I work at currently for a little bit. It was during the COVID times, and they just needed someone to clean the bathrooms and then spray every doorknob in the factory, like as you go around, because COVID, because they were trying to protect everyone from like COVID.
Yeah.
And so while he's dealing with a lot of like kid shit, I'm dealing with a lot of grown up
Adult
shit. And it's so much worse too, because a lot of these people are foreign and also I guess just never seen a bathroom.
Oh,
so there's
God.
like no bathroom etiquette whatsoever. So they're
Wait.
They're,
You
like,
seen
pooping on the
where
urinal
where the
and
guy's
shit?
holding on the wall and his legs are against the other side of the wall, and he's shitting and pissing. That's literally people at your job.
Dude, they took all the toilet paper and put it in the toilet to the point where you didn't see the toilet water. So it's just like, is this broken? Because it might be. And then there was one person, I guess, that was like, yeah, I'm going to cover the whole thing in toilet paper, but I'm just going to piss all over the rim.
Madness.
So they just have no bathroom etiquette, and it's just like, this is horrible.
Madness.
Eventually, I got away from that, kind of went to a better spot at my job currently. But yeah, I understand his pain with that one.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've had a couple cleaning jobs too, man. I used to there's a stadium, the Bear Stadium down here. I used to clean that after everybody would leave from like football games. Holy fuck, like Americans after they get drunk are a different breed, man.
Oh my god. They're not even people anymore.
Yeah, it's fucking let's go football.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, it was cool because sometimes you'd find like iPhones and shit,
okay.
cleaning like the chairs and whatnot. But for the most part, it fucking sucked, especially doing it like during the winter. Fuck that shit, man. So I feel you guys on that one.
It's horrible, man.
And so, what was your guys? How many albums do you guys have out right now?
Just one
Just the
EP.
one
Just-
EP.
Yeah, just one.
What was the writing process behind that?
Oh god.
What's the name of it?
It's called Lost in Translation.
Lost in Translation.
The process was just kind of like how I was saying before, with like sending ideas back and forth via virtually, and then like getting together and like playing them out and like mapping out, okay, how does this sound live? What do we want to change? And then like there were like some lineup changes, and then we like changed some stuff. He came in like pretty early in the band inception, and he like added guitar stuff as well. I don't know if you want to speak on like your process in adding to writing.
Well, we definitely had to change like a couple songs in there. There was like 2 we didn't have to change, but the other 2 definitely needed like a lot of work on it, and that took a while. It
Basically,
took a
I
while.
basically used to play with a person in a band that is talented, but didn't really understand like what I was doing, or like didn't really write with me in mind. So I was trying to like fit myself into what he was doing, but he didn't really do that for me. So like it was difficult in that way. But Austin basically had to like kind of retroact that and be like, well, let's make these songs a little more suited for Robert to like sing on. And we had one song that we rewrote, I think like 9 or 10 different times.
Yeah.
Our song called Too Close has about 9 or 10 different versions. The one you're hearing was the final version, but there were 9 other variations, unfortunately. So it was grueling. Let's say it was very grueling and a long, like 4 years before we actually put it out.
Yeah. Has this always been the lineup?
No, so it started with me and another individual who's not in the band anymore, and then Austin came into the mix, like, I'd say within the year,
Yeah, there was
something like that, after maybe a year.
It was June 2021.
Yeah, so like not too long after we started, and then Derek, how long have you been with us, Derek?
Probably like a year and a half.
Year and a half.
Maybe? 2 years almost.
2 years.
Yeah.
And so there was a different drummer before that.
Yeah, so we actually didn't have a drummer who recorded anything on this EP. We had drummers in our band who we were playing with, but none of them recorded anything on the songs. We had a friend of ours record drums for the EP.
Nice.
So,
Did you guys? Where'd you guys record everything? Was it just like your bedrooms, or you guys go to a studio?
yeah, so we went to Eric Navrosky up in Wilkes-Barre. He has Navro Studios. We recorded all of our music up there with him. And then we got it mixed by Skylar Wilkerson for our EP. He lives out in, I think, Oklahoma, I believe.
Oklahoma. Nice. Shout out.
And our session drummer, is Nick Marinelli. He did all the drums on that record. And also Jared played bass on that record. He's
Shout out Nick and Jared.
yeah.
So your song Retrace Embrace, can you tell me a little bit about the writing process behind that one?
Yeah, so that's the first song that we ever kind of tackled writing. It was kind of interesting. That song doesn't have anything that repeats musically. It's a very weird song. So when I was writing vocals for that, I kind of like forced a chorus. So like there's a part that is the chorus, but then there's another part later in the song that's not the chorus. And I was like, I'm just going to sing the chorus over this part because there's nothing that happens twice in this song, and I kind of want something to happen again. And even the second chorus is different from the first chorus vocally. So that song is a very interesting, weird song, but it's a lot of fun.
Where'd you guys do the music video? It's a pretty cool music video.
We were...
Was
where
up
were
at the-
we?
Was it
The
not up in the...
Poconos?
Yeah, because I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it was up at the Poconos.
We got an Airbnb in the Poconos, but also we shot additional footage in Maryland. So Ian Bell was the videographer for that music video, and he shot like stuff by him. Me and my girlfriend did like some of the story shots of the people in the masks. So a lot of different locations all wrapped into one. And actually in that video is a different drummer. His name is Richie Pete. He's a good friend of ours. He was filling in for drums for us for a while, and he shot the drums for that video for us.
Shout out Richie.
Shout out Richie. And we have some people tuning in right now. We got a couple comments from Cheppy? Real trumpet hours is what they're saying. And, Misfit Creations are saying, yo, Austin.
That's my sister. What's up, Nisha?
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. And if you guys want to leave more comments, feel free to leave comments. Sweet. So, what if you guys could describe your band in 3 words, what would it be? Each of you starting.
What's starting from?
Starting from this side, and then we'll go down that way. You can't repeat words.
Oh man. Austin, you start.
Oh, I start. I start.
Go ahead.
Jeez. I would say it's somewhat chaotic to some degree.
Chaotic.
Yeah.
You do 3.
Oh, I got 3. Oh, jeez.
We
I
make
thought-
you guys think here.
Yeah, no, I would say chaotic, a little bit, some jazziness, and yeah, a little bit of rock, I guess, in a sense, some version of it.
Oh, yeah.
I would say funky, dancey, and weird.
Oh, okay.
I would say bouncy. Oh, jeez.
Bouncy's a good one.
Bouncy, Latin,
Latin.
and fun.
And
Yeah.
Those 3 words are always good put together.
F is for friends.
A bouncy Latin fun person. Yeah, that pretty much describes me. I'm just kidding. Do you guys have any cool show stories that you guys want to share? Like, what was your worst show like as Fauxtrot? I know you guys have. And then to combat that, what was your best show like? So
I think I have one for our worst. We played a show with this band called Toothless, and we were like the only like whatever genre you want to call us type band on this show, and we opened, and the rest of the bands were like really heavy like metalcore / hardcore-esque bands. So it was pretty weird to be on this lineup, but we were playing the set, and we were already feeling kind of weird like being there and like, you know, whatever, because we were like the oddball band. And then we were like 2 songs into our set, in the middle of one of our songs, my amp just like exploded.
oh god.
And I was like, oh, cool. And then we just stopped the set, and it was super weird. And I remember being like, all right, let me just tinker with this. And then we got it figured out, and then we kept going. But like that like haunts me still to this day, I think. I think that's for me. But I don't know if you guys have another bad one or a good one.
I mean, all right, so I'll give one bad, one good if I can.
Yep.
So the one in what was it, Long Island?
Oh. How did I miss that one? Go ahead.
So I wasn't there for that show Robert talked about, but the one in Long Island, like, we're super hyped. I think it was my second show with you guys,
I think so.
Oh, jeez.
and I was like so excited. I was like, oh, this is my first time playing like out in New York or whatever. We get there, it's like the venue was whatever, like it was like a mom and pop bar venue, which wasn't the issue. The issue was like there were 3 other bands, the local,
4,
and like 4 other bands. One of them didn't even show up.
Nope.
It was a local hip hop artist, right?
Yeah.
Didn't even show up.
I think it was all 3 of them, and then one didn't even say anything. Like he just was just like.
What? The hell?
He just did the peace meme, and he faded away.
And then the bushes.
Yeah, the
And
only
then-
people that showed up were like all like the bands, like.
But the worst part is some of the bands were complaining about nobody coming, but they didn't invite anyone or bring anyone. Like, we're not from the area.
Dude, that's the worst, man. So, like, I'll work with a lot of bands sometimes, and when they don't promote, like, 'cause I'll book shows too, and when they don't promote and they expect us to, like, bring out everyone, it's like, dude, you're the band, you have to do it. Oh,
Yeah.
that's probably one of my biggest pet peeves.
It's
Sorry,
awful.
guys, but it's true.
So it was cool. Like the staff and everything was awesome, but like it was just, that was for me probably our worst one. The best one, the one that stands out to me was the Staten Island show. That was a really, really fun show. Staten Island goes hard. Like literally, like the whole neighborhood came out or whatever. Like it was a sold out show. You couldn't move. Like that was the first time I played a show where it was like that stacked, and like all the bands, modern day Machines, right? King Like Mom, who I'm a fangirl for. What was the other one?
I forget the
They
name.
were.
The singer's from California. He flew in to play the show. It was like their reunion show or whatever.
Yeah, they were all like high school friends. Like all the bands were like high school friends. It was like
Oh, yeah.
cool to be part of that
So
community.
the cool thing with Staten Island is that anything that's going on in that area, because it's so like tight knit, everyone goes to that event. So that night was like there was a show, so like everyone goes to that show.
Okay.
And all the people are super nice. There are a bunch of people there. All the bands are cool. Like it was just a really incredible show, and yeah, I think that was a great one.
Yeah, I think that's the best, man, when like the whole community just goes out to support the local music scene. Man, I feel like that's one of the biggest things that sometimes we lack is like community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a
sure.
big proponent of that. I've really been pushing for just creating like a community of just people that I've met, people that I like, and just staying in contact like on Instagram or whatever, and just like having that support system of like, hey, we got a show, like could you share this, or like, hey, like do you know like venues in this area, like just I met some really amazing people, honestly, just on the internet, and also playing shows and stuff too. But
Yeah, man.
yeah.
I feel like the biggest thing is people have to like actually go out to like the shows and support the other artists.
Yeah.
You can't expect to get supported and then not show up to any of the shows. You know
Well,
what I mean?
one thing that I find very interesting is like there are bands that I don't even really like the music, but I love the members, and I'll just go.
That's pretty much, yeah, man.
So-
and that's how that works. You know what I mean?
There's
You
nothing
go-
wrong with that, in my opinion.
There's literally nothing, man. Nothing wrong with that. You still supporting
Yeah.
the local arts, man.
Mhm.
You got any worst shows and best shows?
So I think some of my worst shows are sometimes when I guess I'm in my head a little too much for myself, but I think there was one show where Jared was playing bass, and he like was trying to tell the sound guy like, yo, I need a little less of this. And it wasn't happening, so it was just like this super loud bass that he kept getting.
Oh, God,
and then
that's awful.
also at the same time, he couldn't really hear anything else because all he heard was just the bass.
And that show I was
Bad
super sick
shit.
too, so that was
Oh,
not
yeah.
fun
Oh,
for
so
me.
that, yeah.
Best show. Yeah, I think some of the shows that we've had down at the Fire in Philly, sometimes it's been pretty good to us down there.
Yeah.
And they usually ask us to come down a lot, so.
Nice.
But I think we've had some pretty good shows down there.
Do you guys have a favorite venue to play at?
Where did we play recently?
Just this past the last show that we played at, that was Frankie Bradley's. Unless you're talking about the other show at the beginning of August.
What was that one?
Was that the skate shop? No.
No, the skate shop was dope though.
That was cool.
Yeah, the skate
There-
shop was cool.
there was this-
What's it called?
Well, there was Off Kilter, and then there was the other one in Center City, Philly. Oh, jeez, I'm so old.
You talking about the Frankie Bradley's one?
There was one before that. Is it cool if we can look this up real quick?
Go for it, bro.
Yeah, because that's the only we've played a lot over the
I'm trying to think of
last
other.
year.
Oh, we actually played in New Jersey. At,
Is it that one? Is it the Mount Holly one where it was like a big festival? But it was like
New Jersey.
It was like
I don't know. Look it up.
Mount Holly was the one with all the bands that we played
Mount
with.
Holly,
It was the
Mount Holly.
huge. With Sales Ahead was there. Goodfall.
Oh, that was a cool spot. The Firehouse. The Firehouse.
The Firehouse Union
Union
Firehouse.
Firehouse.
That was
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
And that venue we played with Andres. What is that? Deb Noir Music Hall.
just it
Where's
was
that?
down in Teaneck, New Jersey.
Teaneck, New Jersey.
Yeah,
That was a really cool venue.
Yeah, that was really
Shout
good
out
too.
New Jersey. So taking you guys back a little bit, you guys were trying to describe your sound earlier, and I hear a lot of cool stuff when I listen to your guys' music. A little bit like a little Fauxtrot there, a little like Dance Kevin Dance type stuff, a little bit more like some metalcore-ish. But like, how would you guys describe your sound, or what are some influences that influence you guys when writing music?
Well, at least for me, I would describe us as like progressive post-hardcore, I guess. But like, I feel like we still haven't really like dialed in our sound. We're still like exploring like where we can go musically. But in terms of influences, I would say for me vocally, I draw a lot from like R&B, Mariah Carey, Usher, Janet Jackson, and like R. Kelly. Yeah. I was actually having this conversation. Quick pause after R. Kelly.
Hold up, what?
We were just having a conversation recently because I was like, dude, the reason I was an R. Kelly fan is because the Space Jam soundtrack had "World's Greatest" and "I Believe I Could Fly" on it, and I was like, what is this beautiful music I'm hearing? And then like I followed him ever since I was a kid, but that's for me, I guess.
Yeah.
My influences and my take on what the band sound is. I don't know if you guys have.
What do you think, Austin?
You want me to go?
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty cool that that some people, even including you too, think that I guess we have the Fauxtrot sound. Not what I ever expected, especially because like while I do love the Doppelganger album, and I do love Fauxtrot, my biggest influence was Periphery, Dance Gavin Dance, and Sean, and those who are pretty much that I looked up to, trying to kind of sort of like write in a style but not exactly copy what they're doing in a sense. But yeah, it's kind of crazy how it's like, oh yeah, this sounds like Fauxtrot. I'm like, wow, I don't. They definitely didn't, practice a whole lot of Fauxtrot stuff, but it was pretty cool to, get those compliments. But yeah, those were pretty much just my influences, and I think people sometimes when they hear my playing, they're like, oh yeah, this kind of sounds like Polyphia too, and I'm like, I'm not even trying to even even try to get in that realm at all, but like those compliments are pretty cool.
Hey man, if they think of you and they think of Polyphia, you've won already.
That's what I told them. Yeah.
For me, so full disclosure on Lost in Translation, I'm not the recorded drummer. So shout out to Nick. He made me sweat for this because I had gotten a little bit out of this style of music. I was in a math rock band previously, so a lot of like odd time signatures and weird stuff. But this band, it made me stretch my legs a little bit and like get back into like playing fast for like an extended period of time. So like it's definitely an exercise, but like I do feel like there's a lot of Latin influence in it, and I love that. And I actually try to add to that a little bit for the live set. So if you go to see the show tonight, you'll hear that. Because I love Latin drums where they shouldn't be. So like it's yeah, it's cool. But yeah, like I also hear a lot of like influences like Chan, Dance Gavin Dance. When I first got in contact with Robert, I was like, oh, this is cool, because I was looking for a band to join, and so it was right up my alley. So with the new stuff we're writing, you'll get to hear a little bit more of my style, which is like Fauxtrot, lots of like Under Oath. Like I grew up in the old school, so not old school, but you know what I mean, like elder emo.
Elder emo.
Yeah. So you'll hear some of that mixed with other styles. So.
To add to the Latin feel, the EP was recorded 3 out of 4 Latinos in the band, so there's a lot of Latin things going on. So
There was 3 out of 4 Latinos. What was the other guy?
Nick is Italian, I think. Yeah, he was a session drummer, so he was Italian. I'm pretty sure.
Do you see this meme a lot?
Yeah.
Is that offensive? Mike canceled
I don't
now?
think so.
Fuck.
He's canceled.
Shit. Oh, thank you for tuning in to the last episode of Hawkwood. Oh man. So, dream lineup. Let's say you guys had to open for a band. What band would that be?
Like pick 4 other bands.
Yep.
Past, present.
Don't matter.
Okay.
Of all time.
Of all. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you mine.
It could be Britney Spears. I don't care.
So I'd love to open for Circus Survive, my all-time favorite band.
Hell
I'd also love to play with Narrow Arrow. They're out of Ohio. I want to say Mansfield. Phenomenal band.
Nice.
Ooh, all right. I'm gonna say Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa.
Yeah, because she's awesome and she's got a crazy fan base. So you know what I mean.
Exposure.
Yeah, exposure. Also, she's very talented. So
Yeah.
that's it for me.
Cool, man.
All right, I would go Scary Kids Scaring Kids
Oh.
before their singer died. Although I did see Scary Kids with Cove Reaper singing live, which was incredible.
Nice.
I would go Seosin with
Oh.
Cove Reaper. Cove Reaper stan, I guess. I would go probably Mariah Carey headlining. And then you can throw in Issues.
Ish. Ooh.
Yeah, R.I.P. They're one of my faves. That's 4. Yeah.
Nora Kelly.
He's like the after party. He's at the after party in the hotel lobby.
I don't know if I'll be joining you for that one, but all right.
If you want to go, he's there, but
Hell yeah.
he's not performing.
You gotta bust them out.
Oh shit. What about you, man?
So we need like 4. It was 4 groups.
4 more, yeah.
Yeah, I honestly I would just go with the 3 people that pretty much challenged me to get better, which was like my influences. So then we'll just go ahead and drop Fauxtrot in that, and then it'd be crazy either way.
So who were they again?
So it was Periphery, DGD, Chan, and then Fauxtrot.
There you go.
Those are pretty cool. Good answers, man.
Yeah.
You said Sileson, not with the dude from Circus Survive.
Anthony Green.
No.
Anthony Green, yeah.
I was never, not that the first EP is bad or anything. I'm more like into the Beatle record and just Cove in that band, and then like even the second record was cool with him. I know a lot of people hate it or whatever, but I think it's cool. I'm a big Cove Seosin fan. I think Seosin and Anthony is cool, but the new record they put out, the Silver String, I was not into at all.
No, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
You guys got any pre-show rituals, either individually or as a group?
I know mine. It's not at a choice. It's just every time before I play, I have to take a shit. So I'm in the bathroom maybe 2 or 3 times before I play.
Nice.
I just have like, I don't even know if I get nervous. I just like, I get like this like, I guess it's anxious, and then I just have to poop. So I'm in the bathroom before I play.
We
Out
had a
of
band
God.
come on here the other day, and one of their pre-show rituals was a shot of Pepto-Bismol before
Ooh.
going on stage.
Let's see. Do I have it? I don't. I kind of just like to chill and get really silly, because then it loosens me up. So funny story. The first gig I ever played with them was in Garwood, New Jersey. I was like deathly nervous for that because like I had how long did I have to learn the songs?
Yeah, like a month or something.
It was like 6 songs. I had to learn them in a month, and I was like puke nervous. Like I didn't actually get sick, but like after that show, I haven't been nervous for a show ever since then. So which is kind of cool. So I get to like relax, but yeah, just get silly.
Nice.
Just get as goofy as
Meanwhile, he's saying like a month's not a lot of time. When he sent us him, I guess not trying out, but like showing if he can do the songs. I think we sent him one of the songs, and he learned it in like a day or 2, and I was like, how did he nail this? The fuck?
Hell yeah.
I'm pretty much just like exercising somewhere to loosen up, to try and get rid of all the jitters that I have, because I do have somewhat of a stage anxiety. So for me, I found out the best way is just to like just kind of get my body going before I go up, so this way I'm not as tense when I go up. And then I think after a couple songs, I start to loosen up a little bit, and I could just like, ride the wave.
That's cool, man. We have a lot. Talking to a lot of musicians, a lot of them say that when they go on stage, they'll either be like stage fright, or they're just like anxious, or just like nervous or whatever. But then as soon as they start playing, they all feel like they're not in front of like 100 people. They're just in their own little world, like maybe in front of your pedal board, or you're like by your drum set or something. What do you guys feel about that? Is that you guys, or do you guys like? How do you
It
guys?
kind of differs for me. Like I go back and forth between like I'm super anxious today or I'm fine or like maybe I'm nervous depending on like the situation, but it all is depending on like how I'm feeling that week or that day or whatever, and it sucks because it's like never consistent. I can't just like always be like just chilled or like always be like what it's always like some level of anxiety like every show.
I know for me, it depends on the venue. A lot of venues we play, like the lights are really good, so you can't even see the audience. So that
Fires
helps me.
like that?
Yeah, the fire is awesome. Like you can't see them, so I only see these guys. So it's like, all right, cool.
All these cheeks.
like you said. I just see the thickness in front of me. You know
I
what I
just
mean?
see
So-
cheeks. That's all I see.
But that
If there's no
helps.
cheeks, I don't play.
That helps a lot.
Cheeks.
I don't. The cheeks help.
Yeah.
If I can see the audience, I don't get nervous per se, but I don't make eye contact either, because like that'll like throw me off. Because
Yeah.
like whether it be something I know, like making a funny face, I'm like oh, and then like lose my place. But like yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much it. For
Yeah,
me.
see, that's the hard part with playing with like your friends and stuff. Like Jared, who's our bass player in our band, like there'd be sometimes at practice or sometimes at shows where he'd just look at me and make a stupid ass face, and I'd start cracking up and I can't sing, and I have to like not look at him because he's like bumping into me or like doing some dumb shit, and I'm just like I have to sing. I can't fucking do this right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
What about you, bro?
I think it's pretty interesting that that a lot of bands feel that way. I guess for me, I never really try to imagine that. I guess for me, it's just like, oh, I'm playing in front of people, and I got to get used to this because I'm going to be doing this a lot more as this continues to go on.
Yeah.
So I guess for me, it's just like kind of face the reality of the situation and then, just go with the flow and just try to relax and then kind of just, again, ride that wave a little bit and I'll be all right.
I will say Austin is a machine. Like he doesn't mess up.
Hell yeah.
Like whereas me, sometimes I'll just like the band will be going straight on this road. I'll just make a left, and I'm like, oh, I'm not supposed to be here.
He finds his way back, but
Like Austin is like the drum machine of the band. You know what I mean? He doesn't mess up.
Nice.
So
A lot of musicians also say that when they're performing, they build a lot of adrenaline, and sometimes they'll have different ways to cope after that. So like sometimes, for example, like me personally, like if I have a lot of adrenaline building during a show, I'll just smoke a little joint afterwards. Do you guys have any like after show like come down rituals, or do you guys get like adrenaline while you guys play a show, or how's that like?
definitely adrenaline when I'm playing, cause like I feel like when I hear like our intro, I'm like getting in the zone, and then as soon as like the song starts, I'm like, okay, I just kind of drop in. But post like ritual things, I don't think so. I think just like wiping the sweat off my forehead and
You just roll with it.
yeah, and
Yeah.
smacking my bandmates' asses after the show. It's kind of it.
game.
All about the cheeks.
Back to the cheeks. You already know.
I think for me, it's I like to like have a beer or two just to chill out. But like all of my energy is spent playing, so like by the end of the show, I'm usually like pretty whooped, like energy wise. So I'm already pretty chill.
Cool.
By after, so it's just like a big come down. You know what I mean?
So kind of like that's when you're releasing all your energy on stage. So when you're done, it's kind of like, all right, I kind of left it all on
Yeah,
stage. Is
yeah.
that where you're? Okay.
Yeah, my calves will be burning.
I gotta sit down now.
yeah.
Yeah, we don't make it easy for him.
You, bro.
Yeah, I would say the adrenaline for me is like basically before we even start playing. Once we're like done, I'm like, word. like I'm done. I can go. I can get off stage. I can eat without having to worry about that. I'm like, oh, I gotta take a shit, even though we're like 4 songs in. So I don't ever want to have to worry about that. So sometimes I'll barely eat anything before I go on stage,
Yeah.
just because like
Yeah.
I really don't want to have to feel that way playing songs. Like Yeah. How long?
Clenching your butt cheeks.
Also burping. Like as a vocalist, I don't eat like at least 3 hours. At least 3 hours before we play. Like if it's in that window, I won't eat because I'll just be burping on stage and I'm miserable.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. A musician we had here the other day. They say that they fast for about 18 hours before playing. He was also a vocalist. He's on like no food, other than just water. He's like no food, no alcohol, no whatever, just because he doesn't want. If he does fuck up, he doesn't want it to be because of like those little like because of something that he ate or like consumed or whatever. You know what I mean? And it's just interesting to like hear everybody's different like ways of like how they perform on stage and stuff. You know what I mean? Everybody's got their own different ways of doing it.
For sure.
It's fucking interesting. So let's say Fauxtrot just finished a couple hours of practice and they're all just hanging out, about to pour themselves a drink. What's your guys' drink of choice?
White Claw.
White Claw.
Black cherry White Claw.
Black cherry White Claw.
Oh, I'm a big, huge beer head. I like craft beer. So I couldn't even tell you like a specific brewery because I've had so many. But I don't know if it had to be a standalone beer. Oh, geez. It's probably gonna be Voodoo Ranger Juice Force. It's like an IPA.
Yeah,
that
I
thing
love
is,
Voodoo Rangers.
Oh, it's so good.
Like they're like 9-something%.
Yeah, it's so good. And then on the converse side of that, if it's a mixed drink, it's probably gonna be a Manhattan. That's like my
fancy
pinky out, you know.
My manly drink.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
That question is a little hard for me to answer because I don't really drink, so I have no knowledge.
You can say like orange juice if you want.
Whatever water I got in my bag after the show is over is pretty much that I'm going to.
He's always rocking a Gatorade water or that stupid ass. What's the essential waters? You always catch him with one of those.
So yeah, now I'm gonna devour that after we're done playing.
I'm thirsty.
You know, like if you're a water drinker, you can actually tell the difference between waters. Do you know that? Like purified and like non-purified and like fucking spring water. And
I always thought I was a weirdo for that because I'm like, it's water, but there is a little bit of a difference. It's very subtle, but I was like, am I a weirdo for noticing the difference of this? Or
No, real water drinkers will tell you that it all tastes different.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Cool, man. So in this show, we like to inspire the youth to pick, not necessarily just pick up an instrument, but just like to pursue their like artistic endeavors. What's something you would tell your past self, yourself as a kid, like some advice that you would give them? I guess we'll start the line from here.
Okay, sure. So the one thing I wish I did learning drums was like, I don't know my rudiments, and I wish I did, because like some of the best drummers out there are like really like to drill the rudiments and like incorporate it in their playing. I kind of just cavemanned it, so I wish I kind of like was more disciplined in that way. But yeah, I don't know. I wish I had done that and been a little bit more like focused in specific areas. But I don't know. I'm glad I did it when I did, because you can't do it when you're older. Like there's way too much responsibility. Like play an instrument when you're young. Yeah, so
nice.
I think a part of me wishes I played younger, just in general, instruments, and also just knew more about music theory. But on the same token, I think the very unorthodox way that I do music, or that I've done music, it helps me be creative in a different way. So I guess I probably just have more knowledge of like how to do music, or getting involved with it earlier. Hopefully not burning myself out earlier.
That's interesting. Yeah, I definitely agree with if you're interested in playing an instrument, whether that be like guitar, piano, trumpet, violin, or whatever, I definitely say do it while you're younger, because you definitely do have more time. And I guess for like, if I could tell my past self for certain things, practice to a metronome. I definitely didn't do that as I started learning guitar. I completely ignored all of that, And definitely would love to have practiced a lot more fingerstyle picking if I could have. I mean, I could do it now, but like earlier would have been so much better.
So would you guys say practicing is something very essential for, I guess, younger musicians to do?
For sure.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's I guess the one thing I guess I will say is practice. It's going to be boring, like, 'cause especially we gotta learn all those scales and everything. But I think the best way to at least have fun with it is trying to also maybe find what song you can try and play. And I think that always helps, especially if you have a certain song that you're thinking of, like, I kind of want to see how this is, and just work on it, bit by bit. But then also anything that you actually have to like really practice, just kind of add that in between. So it's you have some of the boring stuff, but then also can enjoy the fun stuff afterwards. But yeah, I think that's just one thing I guess I would want to make clear, especially for no one that's that hasn't started out on an instrument. It's going to be hard when you first start it. It's going to suck. It's going to be boring. But once you set the ground table for what you got to do, I'd say maybe about 2 or 3 years later, like, you should be fluent at what you want to do, and hopefully by then it should just be fun. Like, none of it should even feel boring at that point.
I think too it's important that like you write shitty songs. Like I think that you're never gonna get better. You're never gonna get better at songwriting if you don't keep writing. So like write shitty songs and be okay with that and understand that like this is where you're at right now. And like if you keep doing it, hopefully you can get better at writing things. I think people have this false reality of like I have to write a hit, and it's like, well, I think people who write hits, they write shitty songs before they write hits. Some people like strike lightning in a bottle, whatever, but like that's like a rare percentage. But I think it's okay to write bad songs and like figure out your style, like what you're good at, what you need to work on, and just keep going. I think keep going is obviously the as long as you're growing and understanding and learning, I think you'll naturally get better. You should just stay consistent. I think that's also something that I did think throughout the whole process when I was younger doing this to now, like just stay in it, and don't be afraid of like constructive criticism, because I think that also helps a lot with growth and understanding like, hey, that does suck. I should probably change this, or like think about how else I could like tackle writing this.
Yeah, man. A lot of people, artists in general, have a hard time dealing with criticism. Like they'll react a certain way. How do you guys deal with criticism?
Well, I think I'll say this in the band. I'm pretty vocal about this. Like if I have a thing that I'm trying to write, or I show them and they're like not feeling it, we kind of just like vote on it. And I think we're pretty honest with each other about stuff, whether we like it or whether we don't like it. And basically, if like we're not feeling something, we'll just scrap it. Or the other thing is, we also don't shoot ideas down right away. So like if I think something sounds stupid, I'll still like, let's try it. Because a lot of times I thought something sounded dumb, and then they would do it, and I'm like, actually, that's kind of sick. So I think for me, at least in this band, that's the one thing that I'm pretty vocal about, in terms of like writing and criticizing them, or them criticizing me.
I think you might have been going on this line too, but like criticism from people that don't even necessarily, like, say on YouTube or whatever, you put something out and people like slam on it right away. Like at the end of the day, you're creating something that you're happy with, so just do that. As long as you're not actively trying to hurt people or marginalize people, like criticism's gonna come. You just kind of have to roll with it and not let it affect you. Especially the older you get, you kind of like let things just roll off, because at the end of the day, these people that are like going out of their way to say negative things don't really matter. So
And they're still watching your shit.
exactly. It's another view, so thanks.
Another comment.
Yeah.
Boost up the algorithm. Thank you guys.
Algorithm. Yeah.
What do you guys think differentiates the bands that make it to the bands that don't make it and get stuck?
I think first and foremost, you have to be friends with the people that you play with. I think that that's like literally the most important foundation of anything. It's not creativity, it's not talent, it's literally being friends with the people that you work with, because I think ultimately if you don't like the people that you play with, you're not really going to enjoy it. And I think it's just a ticking time bomb of like, okay, I'm going to leave at some point, Life happens, and like some people leave bands for other reasons, but I think if you're able to be friends with the people that you play with and communicate effectively, I think that you can get so far just on that alone. Talent and all that obviously is a factor, but in my opinion, I think that actually getting along with the people that you play with helps the creative process and figuring out like what you ultimately want to do as a collective.
Cool.
Also, hard work too. Like the bands that you see on YouTube that are like making it, or because YouTube's everything now, but like, it's a lot of hard work. Like it's fun making the music, but then there's like the other side of it too, where you have to like work to get it heard.
Grind.
Yeah, you gotta grind a lot.
How do you guys get your songs heard? Because I know nowadays, like, if you're in a band, you kind of have to play multiple roles. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta not just write the music, not just record the music, not just sometimes even mix and master your own music. But then after that, you know, to put it out, you gotta do like marketing, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever you do. How do you guys get your music heard?
Well, I think you make a good point about wearing different hats. I definitely wear a couple different hats. We promote ourselves as much as we can. We use like obviously the social media advertising stuff at times. We're still exploring like different ways to kind of get heard and seen. We're not like experts on doing this, and we don't have anyone that does it for us. So we're like kind of navigating like new, unique ways or better ways to do that. But we are not experts. So I'm not exactly sure how to fully answer this question.
We do a lot of like content that we can just share, like silly videos or like a quick announcement. I feel like our day and age, people are very visual, and it's their attention spans are short. So a quick 30-second video, you know what I mean, it probably goes a lot further than just writing a Facebook post like, "Hey, we got a show." So
I think people like to put faces to bands as well. Like, I think we take the music aspect really seriously, but like when it comes to content, we literally make like really silly, stupid videos, just because we all are very stupid and silly. So we like to like do that stuff because it's fun, and it's also just like we try not to take ourselves too seriously in all aspects. The stuff where it matters, of course, but like we are just a bunch of idiots at the end of the day. So.
What do you guys think of AI and the AI writing music and stuff?
I've heard some really cool AI covers. There's some like hilarious SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs ones I've heard.
I think my favorite one is a Frank Sinatra cover of "Duality" by Slipknot.
Wow, I haven't heard
I
that.
heard that. That's crazy.
I think it's funny, but I also don't like where that's heading with like life. I think that AI is kind of like. It's kind of like funny and laughable now, but I feel like at some point it's going to be like Terminator, where it's like they have too much power and they do too many crazy things and then we're obsolete. It's a very dramatic way of putting it, but I just feel like the further technology's not slowing down, so it's just like where's the line and where musicians are still needed and appreciated versus just throw it in digitally. Like, for example, there's this movie called Alien Romulus. For any Alien fans out there, they were very, very intentional about doing practical effects. And in movies in general, as a lot of people know, they rely heavily on CGI because, ironically, it's actually cheaper to do CGI in films versus practical. So a lot of people are just like, just add it in later in post. But it doesn't age as well because with technology growing, it doesn't stand the test of time as a practical effect might. So I feel like that kind of rings true, but I like to see the shift back to like, let's use some of these old school things in movies, and I think that translates to music, or I at least would like to, where it's like, no, like musicians and talent is still should be valued over an AI system, in my opinion.
Do you guys think it'll ever replace musicians like completely?
I don't think so. It's kind of what makes us human, you know what I mean? Like the ability to express ourselves in an artistic way. So like you can command an AI or it can learn to do that, but it'll never be as inspiring because it's just a machine that did it. It just spit out some zeros and ones. But you can get like the human mind to like create something out of nothing to me is what makes it special. So
I think if we keep going this way, I don't think there will be a way to differentiate. And also, I think with the way that people consume stuff, I feel like it's so mindless that they don't even care who makes it. They're just like, oh, that was cool. That's what is also scary. I think that we're kind of like the last generation of like having the separation of like simple life and technology, and then like the younger generation, literally iPads and like kids under 1. Like they know how to use an iPad, but they don't know how to speak yet. It's like
That's crazy, man.
it's
Yeah.
nuts, a little scary.
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
That's where my brain is thinking. So
Shit, man. You got anything to add to that?
As far as like the AI music stuff,
Yeah.
it's interesting. It's kind of crazy too. I low key kind of want to see the video process behind all of that because it is wild. I don't think it'll actually replace anything. I think for the most part, to me, it just comes off experimental. Especially when in terms of like how does an AI perform live unless we get to the point where we throw some holographic stuff out there. But yeah,
Tupac.
the holographic Tupac.
It's just Tupac doing
It's crazy because I wonder if that would have sell out right now. To be honest,
Probably would. It's
Probably,
probably
yeah.
holographic Tupac doing like a metalcore set or something.
But yeah, I think it's just more of an experimental thing. Some of it's pretty funny, and some of it's kind of crazy how you could produce music at whatever rate at a certain time. And I guess the also scary part is if it does get to the point where if you can't decipher it between like what's real and what's not, because that would be kind of shitty to be like, oh, you guys are a band? Yeah, I don't believe that because the AI music, anybody could just make a band now.
I promise you, I swear to God.
They're like, yeah, you sure how long you been playing guitar? 20 years? I don't believe that. Let me see some videos, sir.
Oh God.
What's really scary is AI videos, especially when they first started. Because people were just, I don't know what they were putting in the codes. It'd be like Will Smith eating spaghetti, and it's just like the most horrifying thing I think I've ever seen in my life. The way the mouth is moving, the way he's just consuming the spaghetti and meatballs. I'm like, this is actually horrifying shit on the internet right now.
Shit, man. That's crazy. Well, we're almost about to be done here, but real quick, let's talk about your guys' tour. So, it's your first day today?
Yeah.
First day today.
Yeah, night 1.
How long is your tour?
So it's 4 days. We're hitting Chicago, we're hitting Detroit, we're hitting Akron, Ohio, and we're hitting Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Nice. And tonight you guys are playing at the Fallen Log.
Correct.
Yeah, it should be a good show. Chicagoans, if you're out there, let's show these guys how we throw down. Any upcoming projects? Any new song releases you guys have? Any shout outs you guys want to give?
Yeah, we are writing some stuff. We have some stuff recorded. Our
Any release
first song with Derek on drums we have done. So that's coming.
What's it called?
I can't say yet.
It's called Thor and Captain America.
Yeah. So that's in the pipeline. We're just gonna be writing after this tour. We're taking a little bit of a break, but we're gonna be writing and working on some new music. Yeah. Is there anything else that I missed or that we're doing that I didn't say, or shout outs that we want to give?
No, there's definitely stuff in the works, and there's non-release stuff that you'll hear at the show tonight if you come through. So, yeah, just a little.
Tonight with Skies Are Shifting, Antillion, The Untold, and Death Dance, right? And yours truly, Fauxtrot.
Mhm.
Did I say that correctly?
Yep.
Yep,
Foxtrot,
that's
very
it.
good. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention that song that we're alluding to. We are playing tonight and on this whole tour, so you'll hear it if you come out to the show.
Boom. So there you go. Don't miss out, guys. We did have a couple people watch this today, but Well, thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having
I
us.
Yeah.
appreciate you guys, and I'm excited to watch you guys play tonight.
Same.
Appreciate
It'll
it.
be a good show.
Hell yeah.
Well, everyone, that was Fauxtrot. I'm your host, Jay Smooth, and this is Hawkwinds Radio. Peace out, y'all.